Hello friends, I am Dr. Dimpinani and I welcome you in our YouTube channel Soma's Evolution Classes. In this video, I will explain the different types of reactive organic intermediates, potential energy diagram and more about the features, ways of generation and stability of carbocations. In a chemical reaction which occur through two steps such as SN1 or E1 generally involve the formation of products via reactive intermediates. As also shown in this slide, reactant will first convert to intermediate and then finally to the product. These reaction intermediates are high energy, unstable and short-lived fragments or species which are obtained in homolytic or heterolytic fission. Now, this is a potential energy diagram of a two-step reaction showing potential energy on y-axis and reaction coordinates on x-axis. The conversion of a reactant to the product is shown by blue line. This transformation is through the intermediate which is shown at saddle point of the curve and represented by orange block. This intermediate can be visualized as a kind of valley in the path of the reaction, higher in energy than the both reactant and product, but lower in energy than the two transition states. The maxima of the two peaks are considered transition states. As per the graph, the formation of intermediate require E1 activation energy and conversion of intermediate to the product requires E2 activation energy. Activation energies are shown by red color here in this graph. E1 is greater than E2, so the first step is rate limiting step instead of the second step in this particular reaction. There are various types of reactive intermediates such as carbocation, carbanion, free radical, carbene and nitrene. The first intermediate here is carbocation. It has positive charge on carbon and has 6 electrons. The second intermediate is carbanion which has negative charge on carbon and has 8 electrons. The other intermediate is free radical in which carbon contains a free electron and has 7 electrons. All these three, carbocation, carbanion and free radical, all these are trivalent species. Next is carbene. Carbene is divalent in nature, has 2 free electrons and a total of 6 electrons. It can exist in 2 states. One is singlet and another is triplet depending on orientation of these free electrons. The last one is nitrene which is analog of carbene and also exists in singlet and triplet states. As we can also see that except nitrene, all other intermediate they involve carbon atom, so they can also be called as organic intermediate. Here in this video, I will be emphasizing carbocations in detail. As described earlier that carbocations are positive charge containing electron deficient species. The heterolytic cleavage in an organic molecule where carbon donates the shared pair of electrons to the leaving group results in the development of positive charge on the carbon atom and thus carbocation. Now, features or the characteristics of carbocations. The carbon bearing positive charge of a carbocation is sp2 hybridized and has vacant unhybridized p orbital. In the given figure, green color orbital is showing the vacant p orbital. Second, it has the planar structure having all the 3 covalent bonds in plane with the bond angle of 120 degree as shown in figure. The positively charged carbon is trivalent and has 6 electrons, thus it is electron deficient. Next is classification of carbocations. Carbocations can be classified on the basis of alkyl substituents attached to it. When a carbon is bearing a positive charge and attached to 3 hydrogen atom and no carbon, then it is known as methyl carbocation. The first structure is of methyl carbocation. And when the carbon bearing the positive charge is attached to one carbon of an alkyl or aryl group, it is known as primary carbocation. Second structure is of primary carbocation and also represented by 1 degree. When the carbon with positive charge is attached to two other carbon is known as secondary carbocation, represented by 2 degree. In the last structure, 3 degree, the positively charged carbon is attached to 3 carbon atom and is known as tertiary carbocation. Now, we will be studying the different ways how the carbocations could be generated in a reaction. First method is solvolysis of alkyl halides. As we can see in the given reaction that during ionization of alkyl halide, the leaving group, that is halide, leaves with its pair of electrons as X negative and results in generation of carbocation R positive. The solvent here act as a nucleophile. The second method is protonation of alkenes or alkynes. Attack of pi system such as alkene or alkyne by an electrophile like proton results in development of positive charge on the adjacent carbon and leads to the formation of carbocation intermediate. As could be seen in this reaction that proton is attacking on alkenes or alkynes, causing the breakdown of pi bond and generation of positive charge on adjacent carbon of which hydrogen is attached, means generating carbocation. Third method is protonation followed by dehydration of alcohols. As shown in this reaction, the protonation of an alcohol ROH gives an oxonium ion ROH positive charge on oxygen, which ionize to a carbocation with loss of water molecule. Next is from amines. A primary amine RNH2 gets converted into a diazonium salt in the presence of nitrous acid HNO2, which then ionizes to a carbocation with loss of nitrogen. The next topic is stability of carbocations. In case of carbocations, carbon is having positive charge and is electron deficient. So, any factor which will delocalize the positive charge or will reduce the electron deficiency will enhance the stability of carbocations. The first factor is inductive effect. Inductive effect is an electronic effect due to polarization of sigma bonds within a molecule and one of the important factors for deciding the stability of a molecule. The electron releasing group or donating groups delocalize the positive charge on carbon, thereby decreasing its electron deficiency and thus will enhance the stability of carbocations, whereas electron withdrawing group destabilize the carbocation. Secondly, more the number of alkyl group attached to positive carbon, more will be the stability of carbocation. Thus, tertiary carbocations are more stable than secondary are more stable than primary, and methyl carbocation is the least stable. Next factor is hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation is the stabilizing interaction that results from the interaction of the electrons in a sigma bond, usually carbon-hydrogen or carbon-carbon, with an adjacent empty or partially filled p orbital or a pi orbital to give an extended molecular orbital that increase the stability of the system. As can be seen in this figure, that adjacent carbon-hydrogen sigma bond shown by the blue color is overlapping with the empty red colored p orbital of carbocation, thus spreading the charge all over the alkyl groups and provide the stability to carbocation. This is also known as no bond resonance. Third factor is resonance effect. The conjugation with multiple bond increases the stability of a carbocation. In the figure also, the resonance in allylic carbocation is shown. and the positive charge is being delocalized with the help of pi bonds, thus contributing in enhancing the stability. Apart from it, more the number of resonating structures results in more stability of the carbocation. The other factor is presence of heteroatom with lone pair adjacent to cationic carbon. If a heteroatom with an unshared pair of electron is adjacent to the carbon having positive charge, then it stabilizes the positive charge. As seen in this given example, that oxygen has lone pair of electron and it is also involved in resonance, which decreases the electron deficiency of the adjacent positive carbon, providing it stability. That was all a brief account of carbocation organic intermediate. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe our channel SOMAS Evaluation Classes, and for more interesting videos, stay tuned with our channel. Thank you.